slide I'm going to discuss this create command. The commands which I have written with in red colors, they are for the databases or schemas. Schemas are nothing but databases. We can use them interchangeably. And this I think purple color is there. I have used for describing the commands for the tables. Right. So let me go step by step. Don't confuse. There are so many things written over here, but I will try to explain you step by step. So create database. Right. If not exist, so the commands which are written in scale brackets, they are optional. Right. So if not exist, we can use it or we can skip it, because this is not a compulsory part, important mandatory part, it is the optional part. Then we have to specify the database. Right. Again, we can see there is a scale bracket, so this is a comment about the database. So why we are going to create, so if you want to give a table title, right, a database title, we can give it over here. For example, comment maybe we can write this is my first table, or the table a database, this is my first database, or database for the students, right, for managing students. So that kind of comments we can give about the database in this scale bracket. So these are optional things, we can skip them. There is no issue in that case. And then we can also specify the location where we would like to store this database. Again, this is optional part. Fine, so we can skip this. Then with from here to here, this is again optional part with the DB properties. So this again we can add, we can give some properties. We can define some properties for the database. It is user defined properties, like we can say the database who has created this database. We can write property called created by the name of it, or date of creation. We can write date in the value. So this is name and then the value of the property, so which we have defined over here. So all these are optional parts, we can include them, we can run them with run the query or the create command without using them also. Right now, this is I think clear to everyone. So for example, let's say I have written one statement, create database MyDB. So what it will do, it will create a database MyDB. In addition to that, I can include this here. If not exists MyDB, this is also fine. If I want to give comments, then I can write comment is equals to my database. And so this is how we can add these things into the statement. Now move to the second, which is create table. Here the syntax is almost same. Create table if not exist, again it is optional. DB underscore name, it is again optional. For example, in the last slide I have discussed that we have to apply use database command to go into the database. So if you don't write use database command before creating this table, we can also put it like this. So we can write mydb dot table. So what it will do, it will create this table into this database. So this is optional part, but if you already into the database, then there is no need of writing this part. Right, so create table, table name, then we will specify column name, data type. Now you can see additional part here in the scale brackets. This is comment. So what is the purpose of this column? For example, I have written roll number integer. So I can write in comments, this field stores the roll number of the student, like this. Right, so this is again optional part. You can write it, you can skip it. Then this is within the column name. Now you have to note down, see very carefully here. Now this is within the column name, because this is first column, it's data type and then comment. Then second column, it's data type and then column comment. Now this is close over here, this portion. Now this portion is just like giving comment to the table. as we have discussed in this case. Comment database, here we have comment table. So what is the purpose of this table? We can write in comments. Now let's say we have this MyDB database, and within that we have two tables. One is student and second is marks. So this table stores the student basic information. So in comment we can write table stores students basic information. Here students stores the table stores students academic performance. Right now, these two things are very important over here. We have to specify, because if we are saying it is stored as file format, then you have to specify the rows, because in the last class I have discussed that each line is a record which is terminated by some symbol, right? So row formatted, here in case of row formatted we will write row formatted delimited, which means that if a new line character appears in the text file, then that means that is the end of the first record and starting of the next record. Fine. So this delimited means we have to find a new line character. So whenever Hive finds this new line character, it means the next record is going to start. Right. Now field terminated by, here we have to write this field terminated by after this here. So this field terminated by will come here. So first format, row format delimited, that means it's a text file, then new line character comes, that means the starting of the next record. After that we are also specifying that if it is a CSV file, what is the character that is used to separate the each column, right? So this specifies the fields terminated by column, comma, or fields terminated by tab, right? So this way we can specify the columns which are separated by which character. So here we will specify format terminated by comma. So that means after, let's say 401, there is comma, then we have name, comma, then we have age, let's say, comma. So all these specify that this is one column, this is another column, this is next column, like this. Right? So this is the purpose of this. Then stored as text file. So here in the last class we have discussed about the various kinds of file formats. So stored as text file. This table will be stored as a text file. So what type of file to expect? Right. Then we can also set the location where we would like to store it by specifying this HDFS path in this. That is again an optional path, so it will be terminated by semicolon. Okay, so this is create command for databases as well as table. Now we move to the next command, which is the show command. Right, so this command lists all the databases present in the Hive show databases. We will simply write show databases semicolon. To list all the tables and views, we will write show tables. In database is optional. We can simply write show tables semicolon. So it will display all the tables. Right? Then describe command. So it shows the name of the database in the Hive, its comments, and its location on the file system. So the syntax is very simple. Describe database, then is the name of the database. Right? So extended means if you would like to see the database properties also, which you have set here with the DB properties, then we can write extended word with this describe database extended, the name of the database. So this will show the database properties. Right? Similarly, we can also see the columns in the tables by using the describe. So again here the syntax is same: describe, extended or formatted, database name. Then this is again optional if you are saying MyDB dot students, and you are not into the MyDB database, then you can write like this. Otherwise, you can simply write describe students. Fine. Describe students. You can also describe the columns also, or the field names also in this. That is, these are optional part, but up to this point we can simply write describe students. So it will display the detail of that table. Now this use DB database name in this command is used to connect to the database, and after that we can create different tables in that particular database. Right? It is used to select the specific database for a session on which all subsequent SQL Hive HQL statements would be executed. Right? Then drop command, it is used to delete the database. So drop database, if exists database name. There are two keywords that we can use, restrict and cascade. Right? So restrict means database is dropped only when it is empty. Right? So if there are tables within the database and you set this property to restrict, so it is not going to delete that. Right? So cascade is another property that to drop the database, simply use cascade. Right? So, or you can, this is a default, you can simply write drop database name, so it will delete all the tables which are there in the database. So if you put restrict, then it is not going to delete that. Similarly, for the drop, we have drop table name, and then we can use this keyword purge. Right? So if purge is not specified, if we skip this, the data is actually moved to the trash or the current directory. If we specify purge, it means data is lost completely. So it will be deleted from your disk. Right? So if you specify purge, data will be deleted completely. If you don't specify, it will move into the trash or the current directory. Then alter command, it is used to change the metadata associated with the databases. Right? So we can alter the database also, we can alter the tables also. Here, alter table, database name, we can alter the database properties. We can add few properties into the database by using set database property, then the property name and the property value. Right? Then we can also set the ownership of the database. Right? For example, by default, it is the user. So we can set the role to admin. So we can set owner user, or we can set owner role admin. So that is the role that we can define. So I will show you with examples how we can change this. Then alter database, we can also change the location of this database, right? But the problem with this particular database is this set location or alteration sub command is it does not move the data which is already in the current directory, right? But the changes will be implemented after this on the new data that you will create, right? With the data which is already there, this set location parameter, it does not move the data which is already in the current directory to the new location, right? But after applying this query, whatever alteration you will make, that will be applicable on the new data, not on the previous data. So that they will go into the new location, right? Similarly, we can alter the table by using rename. We can rename the table name. We can add columns to the table by using add columns. We can change the table properties by using the set table properties command. Right? So these are the various alterations of alter command in case of table, and these are the various alteration in case of databases. Then truncate command is remove all the rows from the table or the partition. So truncate table and the table name. So this is the simple syntax that we will apply. Right? So These are the various commands which are related to the data definition language. Now let me go to the Hive interface, show you how we can run all these commands there.